Let's get to the second game. Really interesting game for the second one, and it's the college game day game, and it's another top 25 matchup that I'm just genuinely excited to watch. It is TCU against Texas. The game is in Austin. It's Saturday night. Texas, even though TCU is the number 4 ranked team in the country, Texas is a 7-point favorite in the Betfred Sportsbook. The over-under set at 65. And I'll just tell you, I think this is a fun game. I do think it is very interesting that, a Tennessee fan, a Michigan, Ohio State fan that wants the playoff picture to clear up a little bit, they're probably rooting for Texas, right? It's not often people are rooting for Texas. Last week, everybody was rooting for Notre Dame to beat Clemson. I think a lot of people will be rooting for Texas this week to take care of TCU. Now, in terms of the two teams, I think what you need to know, it's pretty straightforward. TCU, to its credit, listen, both these teams are really good on offense. TCU's number 4 in the country, total offense, behind only Oregon, Tennessee, and Ohio State. Not in that order. It's Tennessee, Ohio State, Oregon. But you get the point. TCU's number 4. And they really do it with a nice balance of the pass and the run. Texas also does a very nice job with the pass and the run. Statistically, they're not as good as TCU, but part of that is they did not have Quinn Ewers for 2.5 games in the middle of the season. That matters. Since he came back, this offense has been pretty good. Obviously, that 49-point performance against Oklahoma a few weeks ago, then takes care of business against Iowa State, 34 points and 34 points in each of the last 2 games. So the offense is moving the ball. Obviously, I think what everybody kind of wants to know, right, is how do the defenses stack up in this game? We think both teams can move the ball. We know both teams can score. And so the question becomes, how do the defenses stack up? Well, statistically, I'd say this. Texas, again, TCU's probably a little bit more balanced on offense. Texas is really good against the run. So that eliminates some things for TCU. You would think, in theory, Texas, one of the best run defenses in the Big 12. TCU near the bottom of run defense in Big 12. But then on top of that, and I think this is important, neither pass defense is really good. TCU ranked 94th in the country. Texas ranked 103rd in the country. And so you talk about a potential for Max Duggan to maybe make a Heisman statement, for Quinn Ewers to put the college football world on notice. He had that great first quarter and a half against Alabama. I don't think a lot of people have really talked about him since. Well, this will be a national stage against a top 5 opponent for Quinn Ewers to say, look, I might not win the Heisman this year, but as we're sitting here right now, Texas is tied for second in the Big 12 standings along with Baylor and Kansas State. If they win this game, they are going to be in great position to go to the Big 12 championship game if they're to win. So this could really be a momentum game for Texas. Win this game, you're in great position to go to the Big 12 championship game. And then frankly, from there, who knows, win a Big 12, go to a Sugar Bowl, go to a New Year's Six Bowl, whatever it might be. Really interesting stakes for both of these teams. Finally, what I would say, listen, the offenses we know about, the defenses we know about, both are good against the run, neither are good against the pass. There is a trend in this game that I think is really important, that I do think you really need to focus on if you are a college football fan thinking about betting this game. The trend, it's pretty straightforward. Texas is a really good first half team. Steve Sarkisian, offensive mind, on script, he is great. Not so good in the second half. TCU, on the other hand, starts off slow, much better in the second half. And by the way, this isn't just my opinion. This isn't just what my eyeballs see. We have the facts to back it up. Okay, Texas, their last 2 games. Last week, they were up 31-10 at the half against Kansas State on the road. Great first half. So see the final score in that game? 34-27, okay? Not great at math means they were outscored 17-3 in the fourth quarter and had to hold on for dear life. Week before that for Texas was a bye. The game before that, they played Oklahoma State. They were up 31-24 at the half. They were up by double digits late in the third. They end up losing the game 41-34. Texas, a great starting team. TCU, a great finishing team. Last week trailed 13-10 at Texas Tech, or against Texas Tech at home, They rallied to win. And then there were 2 other games earlier in the year, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, where they trailed by double figures at the half, only to go on and win. And so if you ask me, do I have a Betfred best bet for this? I actually got 2. The first half lines will come out late Friday, early Saturday. I'd pound that Texas first half line because they are a great first half starting team, a great starting team in the first half. I said that wrong. And then they struggle in the second half. TCU struggles in the first half, is really strong in the second half. If I had to make a bet, that's what I would do. I would bet Texas in the first half. I would bet TCU to cover the points. Those are my official Betfred bets. Wait for that first half line to come out, then pound the +7 for TCU for the game total.